Hi, this is JL, the July Lioness, and today I am building the cuckoo's nest for my Asylum challenge series that I'm starting. So I want to make this building really weird. And it said in the instructions that it's a rundown place. So I wanted to make it just like a really unpleasant place that's worn out, should have been torn down years ago, but for some reason it wasn't. And worse than that, it's still in use. So just kind of, I don't know, a forgotten eyesore. And I guess there's no homeowners association in this neighborhood. You would think there would be. Or maybe there is and nobody's done anything. Anyway, maybe they can't contact the owner. I don't know. I don't know. So I just sort of started with an odd sort of plumb bob shaped base, I guess you could even call it. And I thought, oh, let's see what it looks like with something weird on top. So I'm just playing around with the different tools. It's funny, I've been playing this game for a while, but there's some tools I just never have even tried. I don't know, you just become a creature of habit, and I guess, yeah, doesn't that look like a plumb bob? It gives me an idea for something. uh, Now it's going to turn into more like a stop sign because those diagonals are get old fast. Trying to put in everything in on a diagonal. Ugh. Just makes your life complicated. It can be done, but it just makes life complicated. So yeah, I cannot guarantee that my audio and video are going to be in sync. I apologize if they're not. I have yet to figure out how to rectify that. So we're just putting in. Oh, excuse me. I wanted to put some columns in, but then I realized I would have to extend the foundation, and I wasn't sure if I could do that, so I just left them there as sort of a decorative thing. Breaks up all of that dark dark wood, or what's left of it wood. What used to be wood. So this is not a pretty place. This is not a happy, cheerful place. This is an asylum. Um, it's a loony bin. And it's not as bad maybe as Bedlam, but it's sort of maybe a modern version of that. There's just a bunch of weird stuff that it's been tacked on to a lot. And over the years, people have just never nobody's really had much money, so somebody came along and they just tried to patch the worst of it, and then a few years later somebody else would come along and add another patch to some other part, or and so it's all very mishmash patchwork, you could say. But it functions. It'll keep keep most of the rain off. Well, unless it's a real driving rain, and then of course the roof leaks. But as long as you have enough pots and pans to catch the drips, it's okay. Or if you're lucky, maybe it'll land on the one of the patches of linoleum, so it won't rot the wood any further. But termites, oh sure. Rats, well, not since last week. Um, Need to really get a cat. Would be great to have a house cat to take care of the rats. But scurrying in the walls, scratching sounds. I assume it's rats or some sort of a rodent. Could be supernatural. I don't know. Think of all the psychic energy in this place with all the crazy people that have lived here over the years. I suppose this is around maybe 1955. This was considered a modern building. It's sort of a modern style. Well, parts of it. So I'm just trying to sort out what I want the exterior walls to look like. I want it to be a mix, but I don't want it to be too much of a patchwork. It needs to be like have like a 75% kind of a dominant color with a few patches, sort of thinking that less is more. You don't want it to be too busy. So visually too busy. So trying to balance that between too busy and cuckoo. It's a fine line. So kind of wanted the exterior and the interior. I'm using all the stuff from the spooky pack. Uh, I really enjoy doing the flooring. Again, it's all kind of patched, and there's some of it's plywood, some of it's um, laminate, and then there's some of it's subflooring, and oh, just all kinds of stuff. And just you might just want to keep your shoes on wherever you go, like you know maybe some flip flops, and when you take a shower, and I wouldn't walk around barefoot. You never know what you might encounter. Maybe a nail, or well, there is actually some barbed wire sticking up through the floor on the second story, and I might be able to point that out to you. So yeah, that's good. And so there's some barbed wire embedded from a poor installation of the barbed wire fence that you'll catch a glimpse of later. Uh, yeah, kind of a crazy place for crazy people. I wouldn't want to live here. Now, I love the idea of wall panels missing and serving as a door, and I really wanted to keep that, but I couldn't because it was messing up the interior lighting. But in real life, that it would be very, very unique. But I did eventually go back and put doors in. Uh, but yeah, you could live in a place. Oh, excuse me, a kind of an open air place if you but the lighting is going to be weird. So yeah, they have access to two back porches to go out to, I don't know, smoke or something. I suppose there's some smokers. Um, they probably need to smoke to help them deal with their illness. Uh, so yeah, just doing some patchy floors upstairs. Oh, that's downstairs actually. Lowering my windows. The windows are just sort of wherever thrown in, wherever you can manage it. They're some of them open. Some are nailed shut. And there's some with broken panes and bleh. So not a pretty place, a place that you would be anxious to get out of, actually. So it's sort of leaving it the way it is sort of puts that little bit of a psychological mm, strain on you. Like, oh, I've got to get out of here. I mean, you don't want to get too comfortable in the lunatic asylum. It's not about being comfortable. It's about treatment, therapy. But it makes you wonder if people care. If you get committed to this place, if you were committed, then you probably don't have money. Otherwise, you would have gone to some really fancy place. Now, here's the staircase. You be careful with it when you go downstairs because it's not totally safe. You could kind of fall down the hole there in the floor if you don't watch where you're going. So be mindful of that. And we're allowed to have one toilet, one sink, and one shower slash tub. And we're allowed to separate the sink from the toilet so that people won't die of embarrassment. So I put the toilet upstairs, more convenient when you are trying to, in the middle of the night. So that's upstairs. On your way to bed, go to the bathroom. It's planning. You just gotta plan your time and plan your trips. Once you figure out where everything is. Now, if you like to wash your hands after using the bathroom on your way to the bed, going to bed, then you're going to do some extra running around because you're going to use the toilet. Then you got to go downstairs to the kitchen to wash your hands, and then you have to go back up to bed. So you might want to maybe get some of those, hand sanitizer. Look for some of that next time you can get to the store, maybe, or maybe somebody will give you some. Go to the homeless shelter, see if maybe they'll give you one of those backpacks of necessities if you show them your ID or something. If you can prove that you need it, maybe the head of the asylum will vouch for you. You could fill out some paperwork or something so that you can get your hand sanitizer. Isn't that about the way it works? Or you might just sort of, maybe you can sleep in the chair down the stairs so you can be near the sink, or I don't know. You'd have to work something out. So yeah, I'm seeing myself. Like I said, I might be out of sync here. Just putting in the tub, which is in the doorless area. So pretty much you're in pretty good shape with the tub. I suppose it would be convenient to actually you could, if the tub were upstairs, then you could wash your hands off in the tub after you use the toilet. But no, the tub's downstairs. Sorry about that, folks. Be too convenient otherwise. We don't want you to get comfortable here. So working on the kitchen. Now the kitchen somehow it sustained some of that institutional bicolor paint job on the wall, so that's great. Flooring didn't fare quite as well. Somebody put in some of that. I think it started out with that kind of orangey yellow pattern stuff, but then it got uh, torn up, I guess, and they couldn't match it, so they put in some scratched secondhand linoleum to cover the gaps. Yeah, obviously done years later, but I'm sure that the orangey gold is, kind of peeling up in places. So, just, keep your shoes on. Just always keep your shoes on and, flip-flops by your bed for midnight travels. Yeah, so I just enclosed that wall and you can see that the lighting changed immediately. So it's too bad I couldn't have left it open. But so now we got kind of an enclosed um, tub. It's not really a bathroom, a bath area, I guess. Well, that's pretty private, and you can, take your bath and go hang out on the porch and have a smoke or something if you're so inclined. if you are a smoker, or just get a breath of fresh air anyway. So I've got some very interesting people moving in here. They're all celebrities. They're from my favorite sitcoms and action shows that I watched in the 70s because I grew up in the 70s. So you will be seeing there be 8. I am controlling Shirley Partridge. And the other Sims are, let's see if I can remember them, Gilligan from Gilligan's Island, Starsky, Hutch, and the odd couple, that'd be Felix and Oscar. And then we've got Endora from Bewitched and Lucy Ricardo from I Love Lucy. So that's the 8. And it's an interesting mix. I have filmed the first episode, so you shall be seeing that shortly, and it's already looking pretty interesting. So I hope you'll enjoy it. I thought it'd be fun to have some characters, some TV characters in there instead of just average average people. A bit more colorful. Fun to see how Andorra gets along with Felix Unger. So this is about the end of the actual building section. This is pretty much how it is now. I think I changed the rug color, and I've remembered to add a couple of trash cans, and then I filmed the first episode. So here I'm just putting more lights in. Oh, you don't see me add the barbed wire fence, but it is there. It goes across like the back half of the building. Okay, so hopefully my audio is in sync. Right now I am looking at the tour. So here's a bit of a tour of the asylum. And my challenge, I call it the Asylum Challenge Retro TV, or Retro TV Asylum Challenge, I guess it'll be. And you can download both my household and this lovely place from the gallery. I will have my Origin ID in the description, and you can just look for it that way. You will recognize it. It's sort of unique. So, yeah, somebody had a cute little pink refrigerator that I don't know if that's original or it was found somewhere, and a little green yum cooker. And I think there might have been doors on the kitchen at some point, but they're gone. Maybe they were vandalized. I would say this place has been left, maybe it's been abandoned for a while. And I don't know. It does look like it must have been abandoned. So we've got these rugs, and the are pretty cruddy looking. They used to be red. Most of them used to be red, but it's all peeling. And yeah, there's some little bit of nice wood paneling, but not much left. Maybe that was vandalized too. Maybe somebody came in and peeled off the rest of it, and the red stuff was underneath. Could have been. Yeah, that's very possible. Maybe it was original was red and they covered it over in this nice horizontal paneling, and then somebody came in and stole it, and the pieces that they couldn't pull off were left behind. And maybe somebody tried to paint some panels white too. So we're looking at the back porch off of the bathroom. This is upstairs. We're only allowed to have 5 beds, so we've got one room with 3 singles and another room with 2 singles. But the bedrooms just have archways between them, no doors. Um, And the skill building items are the microphone, topiary, piano, easel, and a photography studio. So yeah, be careful about the staircase. That fencing is incomplete. I wouldn't lean on anything. Somebody tried to fix things up with a little rug there, but of course it's the wrong color and it's too small. There's some bookcases at the end of the room. They're nice green matching bookcases. Yeah, it's just people kind of, I guess it's like they scavenged or something. So this has been the July Lioness JL. Thanks for joining me, guys. Take care.